Welcome mates, I'm BloodThirstyLord by Yinko and Lordy, and so we're back on Dying Light 2, a new game that we had exclusive content and coverage of, as we were given early access to play Dying Light 2, thanks to people at Techland for supporting us and highlighting that as well. So this is a very interesting experience, Dying Light 2, played Dying Light 1 recently, and one of the caveats of Dying Light 2, or Dying Light in general as a franchise, is that when there is no lights, you are dying. Yeah. So nighttime. At night, things go crazy, and it's so much fun. There's so many interesting nuances to the actual night theme of Dying Light 2, as they've created some changes here and there with the chase function, and what benefits you gain at night for newcomers that do not understand those mechanics. We'll talk about that within this video. Explain nighttime in Dying Light 2. This will be a fun one. But before we do get into this video, there is only a small percentage of mates that watch the video that are actually subscribed. Hit that like button, show support, click the subscribe button to keep up to date, press that join button to become a member on the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Also mates, we'll be streaming on Twitch very soon, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. That'll be 11 PM today, ADST, most likely the same time as this video is uploaded, so make sure to check out our Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you want to grab a copy of Dying Light 2 as well, there is a link to the game in the description below as well. And don't forget, 10% off gamer subs as well. Use code Lordy at the checkout, link in the description below.
Fuck me, we took too long. Plan B, run like hell.
Nighttime in the Dying Light franchise is a insane, tension-driven experience, and during those moments, certain things can happen. In Dying Light 1, you had the volatiles, you had special runners, and also zombies chasing you all at the same time. It was insane, and you couldn't really see much except for your torch or your flashlight as you're running through to a safe zone. And that's pretty much what the nighttime experience was in Dying Light 1, and you'll gain experience towards your parkour, your combat, and all your skill trees in Dying Light 1 by doing so. In Dying Light 2, you still have those benefits there, so you still get double points, or bonus points in this case, alongside your new skill tree, and that will affect your parkour or your combat skills at that nighttime. But you also will have unique encounters that happen at nighttime, being howlers. Howlers will be the first part of engagements, as if you are anywhere close to the ground, howlers will exist. And howlers' main goal is to pretty much yell or make some sound to call on the horde, the zombie horde, to chase you down. And the more howlers you're in contact, the higher your chase level gets, and it does get quite crazy, from chase level 1 to chase level 4. And at level 4, it is terrifying because the volatiles do start spawning. And volatiles don't play around. They will chase you down, they will hit you, and then you will be staggered into pretty much a full combo by volatile and die. That is what happens at level 4, especially early on when you don't have enough points into your parkour or your combat, so it becomes quite hard to actually verse them early on. Maybe later on it gets quite easy, you can actually farm them, whatever the possibilities are, it can be done. But early game Dying Light 2, it's kind of hard to actually do so. Also, a good thing to mention, during those states, there's also other zombie types that do spawn, being bolters and infected special variants of zombies as well. So you encounter them as the chase is ongoing, and there's only one way to really counter chase. Two ways actually, but one way is the most efficient. Go towards a safe zone or a place that has UV lights, and if you go there, you're pretty much protected. So that's a very interesting element as well. So anything that has a safe zone will have UV light. You'll be safe from any zombie contact because of the UV light. Or another thing that's been interesting, blinding the enemy by certain hidden areas. So you can go to a hidden area where the enemy can't see you, so they're blinded, and then you'll be able to escape from the chase by doing so. But the best way to prevent any chases from occurring at all is always being on rooftops. If you're on rooftops, the less chance of encountering any howlers or anything that can actually start a chase to go on. Because when a chase happens, everything starts spawning everywhere, it gets chaotic, and it's kind of hard to manage your parkour and your stamina, especially low level. Your stamina is just getting used up so quickly. When you try to climb anything vertically, you're pretty much on a drop. And being hit by a volatile at the same time, it's not a good chance of survival coming out of that at all. And a good thing to mention, nighttime is actually good. It's not a bad thing. You need to have nighttime to complete missions, to gain experience, to upgrade your XP, and pretty much grind out the game to reach the late game benefits early on, so you can utilize that in your gameplay experience. And one of those things is actually getting elements of inhibitors through GRE crates, which exist in certain areas where the volatiles are usually be hidden in during the day. But during the night, they actually escape, and the rest of the zombie horde escapes onto the main ground plane, being anywhere on the streets. So those areas that were once inhibited during the day are not at night, or not as much. There's some sleepers in there, but there's nothing too crazy. So you can go in, get your collection of inhibitors and disappear, and these inhibitors will give you some increases towards your health and stamina and pretty much give you benefits overall in your own gameplay. Alongside that, there's different areas where you can collect loot at night as well, so find those areas. They're usually some purple marked areas that you can only find loot in at night when they become accessible, since all the zombies are extracted from those locations, alongside the inhibitors that we just talked about. Also, if you kill the bolters or the special infected zombies, you will also get different mods and attachments from those actual zombies as well, high tier loot and better. So there's just really fun elements that you can gain on the go as you find those encounters. All those elements are occurring at nighttime, alongside the idea of Aiden's immunity.
I christen you a citizen of Villador. You're about to turn. Get into the light fast. Run!
Aiden is your protagonist, the character that you do play, and with that aspect, he has his immunity. So he has a certain amount of duration that he has to be in UV light. If he's not in UV light for a certain amount of exposure, say if he's been away from that for 5 minutes during the nighttime, then there's a chance of him becoming a zombie, and that's obviously not what is meant to happen. So you have to always manage that during the match and making sure that you are not turning to that state and losing your immunity and reaching that state of becoming a zombie. So this now creates interesting scenarios when you're in a chase and it's the level 3 to level 4 and your immunity is low, and then you have to make a choice. But pretty much all you need to go to is a UV area. If you don't go to a UV area, you will turn. So you can't go to any of the blinding spots. So that's why I said the blinding areas or the hidden areas aren't the best, especially if you haven't been in UV light for a long time during the nighttime. So that's something to keep in mind as well in your own gameplays. And those are all the pieces to the puzzle when it comes to nighttime in Dying Light 2. It is really fun, it's enjoyable, and it can be scary. Imagine 3 or 4 of your friends playing together in this co-op experience, and level 4 chase is occurring at the same time with some of your members having a low immunity as well, and they don't have boosters. It creates such interesting dynamics within the gameplay and high tension moments. And the contrast between the person that has immunity booster and the person that doesn't, the person that's getting hit by a volatile and the others that are trying to help him out. There's so many unique scenarios that can occur. So I feel like that can be really fun and terrifying at the same time. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of fun behind Dying Light 2 and the nighttime vibe. So that's really good to see. I've only had around 6 to 10 hours of the game, and we've been doing side quests and such, so most likely I haven't done everything or encountered every scenario in Dying Light 2, especially at nighttime. So if anything else is added into the game or found out later about nighttime, leave in the comment section down below. Help the mates out. Hope the mates did enjoy this video as well. As always, mates, it is a pleasure to have you guys on the channel as we're through this, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye. Road to 200k subscribers, and we're also live on Twitch.